So we hadn't stepped inside of a milk truck in like 45, 50 years. I decided to do a restoration on the truck in honor of my father. He was a Twin Pines milkman, and I thought it would be a kind of fitting to that if my brother and I would build a truck that was replicated my father's. And I looked for over 2 years on the internet to find a decent truck. One truck was in Indiana, and by the time that it was shipped up to the driveway here, half the parts had fallen off on the way. So we had to look for a second truck, and we found one in Port Huron, and we got that. So I actually built the truck out of 2 different trucks. The truck in Port Huron was so bad that it was stuck in the dirt, and when we went to pull it out of the dirt, we found the frame was rusted in 2. So we had to take it apart, and we spent 3 days up at the junkyard taking it all apart there and bringing it all home in pieces. I tried to get a body shop to work on the truck. Nobody in town would work on it. They says this thing is way beyond repair. So I kind of tricked the body guys, and I gave them a quarter panel, and I gave them a front quarter panel, gave them the rear doors, gave them the front fenders. And I had about 8 different body shops working on the truck at the same time. When they finished up all the parts, I used to be a mechanic, so I had all the mechanicals in the basement over the winter time and restored all the mechanicals, so that when springtime hit, I had all the drivetrain done, and then I had all the parts and pieces to put back together. From there, we took it to one guy that says, oh gee, I can do it now because it's all back together and it's roughly in shape. So he finished it off and painted it for us, and the day of the woodward cruise was the first day that it had driven out of the driveway. That's how close we came to finishing it. That was 2 years ago. We took it on the woodward cruise. We had 0 problems with it. It ran just great. And the people there, we got standing ovations from people in the bleachers. I had old milkmen jumping inside the truck to tell us all the stories that they related to it. We had just a wonderful time. From there on, I started collecting memorabilia, cases and bottles and things like that. And my brother also has a real good collection, and he's been collecting longer than when I had the truck.
And I've been collecting Twin Pines stuff for probably 20 years now. I've got over 200 Twin Pines bottles. I've gotten a lot paper products over the years, bill pads. We have dairy books of the route books. We have the potato chip cans, the milk crates, milk cans. I've probably got the biggest collection of Twin Pines products probably in the whole world.
When the first truck got pulled in the driveway and my brother and I got out here to look at it, it was just unbelievable because we hadn't stepped inside of a milk truck in like 45, 50 years. It was really a unique feeling, and I never thought I would see the day when the truck was finished because it was such a mess. So when we did finally get the truck and be able to drive it down the street, it was a really unique experience, something that all the old milkmen begged to drive, just to drive it down the street. And it's got a real unique way that you drive the truck. You can drive this either standing up or sitting down. Normally the milkman would drive into the dairy sitting down because he didn't have to go anywhere other than getting to the dairy, which might be 8-10 miles away. But when he got out to the routes, you didn't want to sit down every time you had to move it to another house. So you could drive it standing up. And the unique part about that is that you could press the pedal down, and there's a ratchet on the bottom of the brake, and you would put the truck in neutral, put the ratchet on, you could jump out of the truck, and the truck would still be moving while no one's in there, but it would come to a stop all by itself. And I'd imagine the safety people nowadays would have an issue with that. There is no ignition switch, just a pull switch on it, and it's only got one pedal on the floor for the clutch and the brake. Halfway down is the clutch, and the rest of the way down is the brake. And it's got 3 different gas pedals on it. One's on the floor, one's up on a little ways off the floor, and the other one is the gear shift, which you have to twist to make that because you run out of feet trying to drive it down the street. You've got one pedal, one foot is already dedicated to the clutch pedal, and you can't possibly step on the gas with the other feet. It just don't work, you'd fall down. So it's very hard to get used to driving. Some of my fondest memories were helping my dad. He had 2 different routes. That was common back in them days, and we weren't old enough to drive. I think we were about 14 years old, but we were allowed to drive it up and down the streets. If he got tied up for some reason, we could do another house or 2 down the street, and when we got in the dairy, we could drive it all around the dairy, and that's actually where we learned how to drive. We were just barely old enough to see over the steering wheel, but it was a lot of fun. But it really brings back some great memories to be able to drive this truck again.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure to click that bell icon to stay notified when we upload new content. Videos like this are only possible because of viewers like you. To help support this channel, click on the link in the description below. We'll see you next time.